Hey, happy Thursday. Thursday. And I hope you're having a great day. It is a gorgeous day here after the rain and so forth. It is a wonderful time, and I hope you are enjoying your springtime as I am mine. But let's pause for a moment. Come on into my little world and let's share a little time together as we think together about something. You know, I'm in charge, so I get to go where I want to go with this in a way, but let's take you back quite a number of years. As it's often pointed out, music means a lot to me, and the songs of my youth stand out. But one of the first songs that I think about in my teenage years, early teenage years, that really struck me of the music that we listened to on the radio or one of the 45s that we bought and played on our record player between my sister and me and all was a song by the Vogues when the Vogues sang it, Turn Around, Look at Me. I guess there's a whole lot of young boys along the way who could go along with that great harmony of that song, not singing it I'm talking about, but the great harmony of that quartet singing that song and recognize we'd sure like for that girl to notice us instead of the ones they're looking at. Oh, youth and what we think about. But the idea is sometimes in life, whether we're talking about boy-girl relationships or we're just talking about life in general, we can become so narrowly focused that we don't see what's going on around about us. We become like the old mule that's pulling the plow, before my time, with the blinders on so they'll only look directly in front. And sometimes we don't even look in front very well. But as the song records, there's someone walking behind you. Turn around. Look at me. Sometimes we're not very good at putting our head on a swivel. We're just so focused, so pointed, so thinking in our own direction that we fail to see everything that's going on round about us. We can do that in a lot of ways. We can become so centered on thinking that we've got it all figured out and together that we miss being able to add those great and colorful things to our lives that make life more beautiful, more appreciable, make it more cooperative, that joins it into a fellowship with humanity in an appreciated and a great way. Turn around. Look at me. You know, Paul uses the term circumspect as he writes to the church in Ephesus, those Christians in Ephesus, and he says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And it may get kind of a negative concept in there, but he says, you got to be aware of what's going on around about you. In our lives, we can become so closed in and so separated that we don't really know what's going on. Or we become so focused on what we already know that we fail to gain more information. Or only listen to those whose words sound like what we want to hear or just simply agree with us. And our world becomes such a small box. And the message of Paul is be circumspect. Part of that is standing up, being what you know you can be, but also being fully aware, not only aware of yourself, but aware of what's going on around about you. Years ago, I was out for a jog, been up to a park and circled the track there a couple of times and was making the run back down toward the streets towards home, and I didn't notice that a guy wire on a telephone pole had gone down, and there in the grass was the metal stake that held the guy wire in place. I was watching the traffic and other things and thinking about how quickly I could get home, and I hung my toe on that stake. Down I went into the rough ground, cutting my knee open pretty wide and starting to pour blood down my leg. Now, you wanted to hear all that, didn't you? I was fortunate enough that a person stopped and picked me up and had a box of Kleenexes in the car, so I was able to stem the bleeding for a while to get home until I could get the leg bandaged and so forth. But it was all because I wasn't really being fully aware of what was around me. It happens. It happens quite often, but it's always a reminder to see things, to see people, to know what they're doing, be aware. How many times have we been caught off guard by someone, startled by something? And Paul says, let's be circumspect. You don't have to be foolish. You don't have to be lost. Know what's going on round about you. That means you need to know where you are. You need to know the information that's dealing with your circumstances. And beyond that, you need to see what's going on outside of your personal space. Because as we move forward, we need to know where it is we're going, who's going with us, and as much as possible, the things that we're going to meet along the way. Be aware. And when you gain that information, apply it as best you can. So, this is a good Thursday. It's a great Thursday. A day to stand up, put the head on the swivel, start looking around and be aware of the things that are going on around about you. Don't get lost just in your little world. See what's going on all around you. Hey, as I said, thanks for coming into my little world for a few moments. Now let's go out beyond it. Let's be circumspect. Walk circumspectly in knowing what's going on. And trust that we can, with God on our side, always handle whatever comes our way. Hey, thanks for being with me today. We'll look forward to more things to share as the days go by. And I hope you have a really great day.